biggest hit, The Dark Knight on DVD when you try Papa John's big movie meal deal. 2 large one-topping pizzas, just $10 each when you buy both.
They're the things you do every morning.
I get up first, so I make the coffee.
Good morning, South Florida.
Here are the stories making headlines.
I'll see you later. Love you.
Love you.
What's your morning routine?
Traffic on the highways not looking too bad.
Go to cbs4.com/morning and let us know.
Bye, Mommy.
Have a good day, honey. I'll see you later.
Don't forget that umbrella as you head out the door.
CBS 4 News. We want to be a part of your morning routine.
Netting Barn has the largest selection of the world-famous Tempur-Pedic at the guaranteed lowest discount prices. You gotta feel it to believe it. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
In Florida, Davie, Tamarack, Deerfield Beach, Boynton Beach, and West Palm Beach.
We now join our program in progress.
I don't have any regrets about it at all. Why should I be upset by the fact that she was embarrassed? That's her problem.
Her stance led to blacklisting across the country, but Kit once again achieved success in the late 70s, performing in countless shows up until earlier this year. Eartha Kitt was 81 years old. Wendy Gillette for CBS News, New York.
My lymphoma had not only come back, but it was life-threatening.
After I discovered I was pregnant, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
When I first found out that Frank had cancer, I felt like my whole world had fallen apart.
I went to one more hospital, Cancer Treatment Centers of America, because I wasn't willing to give up.
Being treated like a real person for the first time in 10 years was such a relief.
I feel like it's just like going back home.
My son.
Our cancer information specialists are here for you day and night. Call now and they'll send you this free DVD showing you how this special hospital combines state-of-the-art medicine with unique therapies to give you treatment options you may not even know exist.
We as cancer patients, for whatever reason, have been dealt this kind of pain, but there is hope on the other side and there is great life after cancer.
When America coughs, America has Delsum, the only cough liquid that controls a cough for 12 full hours. So have a good day, America.
Thank you, Delsum.
Or have a good night, America. With Delsum, the only 12-hour cough reliever.
Yeah, thank you, Delsum.
Delsum, America's only 12-hour cough liquid.
How does Emergency boost your health and your energy? With a powerful formula built on 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C to give your immune system a fighting chance. Emergency. Feel the good.
To help avoid dental problems, my dentist gives me Act Restoring mouthwash.
Act restores minerals to soft spots and strengthens enamel up to 2 times harder.
My breath is great, and so are my checkups.
Act Restoring mouthwash, the one dentists believe in.
It's 40 past the hour. Chances are you know someone who stutters. It appears to run in families. About 60% of those who stutter have a family member who does as well. The problem affects 1 in 30 children in this country. Most, 75%, outgrow it. For those who don't, managing the disability can be challenging and frustrating. But one group is trying to show they can be helped by showing them support instead of shame. Byron Pitts reports.
There are some stories television can tell quickly, pain-free. This isn't one of them.
Ruben Schaff.
Ruben Schaff is one of the estimated 3 million Americans who live with the emotionally painful.
I threw myself the longest pity party.
Socially debilitating, often misunderstood disorder known as stuttering.
I'm a PhD engineer.
Stuttering does not discriminate based on race, sex, social status, or age. This boy in therapy is 3 years old.
Like a top hat?
It's kind of like a helicopter hat.
There are a number of people Some famous, some powerful, some with great gifts, who are also stutterers. There's even a convention for stutterers held recently in New Jersey, the National Stuttering Association. A gathering where people can share their stories without fear of ridicule or shame and find strength.
I went through life stuttering, and it was hard, and it was difficult, and it was scary, and it was painful. But you can't give up.
I've known Jim Mohan for 10 years. Never knew he was a stutterer until now. Ironically, he makes his living recording sounds. He's a network TV sound man, a career choice that takes talent, and in Jim's case, courage.
I got the guy on the phone, and I went, my name is Jim Mohan, and I do sound, and I want to work for you guys. And there's this long pause, and the guy goes, Jim, I want you to come down in the bureau because I want to meet you.
The conference was full of stories like Jim Mohan.
Oh, I'm a person who stutters and
people who've overcome their disorder alone, but most needed help. The kind of help provided by the American Institute for Stuttering in New York.
I can't get this one out.
Reading can be very difficult for people who stutter. Some people have no problem with it. Other people who stutter can really struggle with it. And some of them report that's because they have no choice of what words they're saying.
He's a college student.
He's a college student.
Just 3 weeks into therapy, and look at the difference.
If I had to come up and speak in front of you all 3 weeks ago, it would have been extremely difficult for me.
A problem that's plagued someone's life for 10, 20 years. The skeptic in me says, you can't change that in 3 weeks.
What do you see here, though? This is at least evidence that he learned to speak a little bit more fluently in 3 weeks.
According to researchers, stuttering runs in families and may be caused by a breakdown in brain signals to the vocal system. As for Ruben Choff, an aerospace engineer, he no longer spends much time on why he stutters.
My point really is here is that I can't let stuttering hold me back from doing anything I want to do, and that's the real point. Not to be perfectly fluent.
And that's the point for so many here. Find peace, not perfection. Byron Pitts, CBS News, New York.
1 in every 700 infants in the U.S. is born with a cleft palate. It's one of the most common birth defects, and while most kids in this country automatically get surgery to correct it, that's not the case everywhere. CBS's Dave Price met one 6th grader recently who's determined to bring smiles to children all over the world.
George Exarchakis might look like any other 6th grader. He'll never take for granted words which come so easily now.
Good morning, Student Council. Good morning, George.
George was born with a severe cleft lip and cleft palate.
It was almost as if half his face was missing at the time.
Just looking at him, a million things would run through my mind. I wanted him to just be a normal little boy.
At first, eating and even breathing was a challenge. At only 3 months, George faced the first of many invasive surgeries.
How hard is it to watch your child go through that?
It was horrific. It was like we were in a nightmare.
At 3, George could manage a smile through the pain, but there was always that question whether he'd ever be able to say his own name.
It was really frustrating when I couldn't talk, because nobody would listen to me. Like, I tried to tell them, but they wouldn't talk.
It was starting to set in more and more that he might never speak.
At 5 years old, a breakthrough. Surgery that meant a light at the end of the tunnel. That's when he shone that light on others.
If one kid makes a difference, it could change the world.
At a doctor's office, George was shocked when he saw a brochure with a photograph of a child with an unrepaired palate.
I felt sad because I know that I have the same thing, and here I am, I get it fixed, but he's on the other side of the world and he doesn't have his cleft fixed.
An organization called Smile Train was reaching out to kids around the world, and George knew he had to do something big.
How much money do you think you've raised for the Smile Train?
Maybe like more than $10,000, a lot.
Make that $40,000 and counting. Smile Train President Brian Mullaney.
He's like my hero. Little Georgie has raised so much money, he's provided surgery for 160 other kids.
Are you a deep sea oceanographer, a Greek musician, a fundraiser?
Everything. Inside my mouth, it's a little like messed up.
He knows what kids around the world go through because he's gone through it as well. So I think he'll try to help a lot more.
They gave us like these bands, t-shirts.
One by one, George's classmates have signed up to help.
I'm gonna help raise money for people around the world to get their surgeries for their cleft lips.
Until every child around the world has a smile just like George's.
I put a lot of smiles in the world.
And does that make you smile?
Yes, it does.
Attention, diabetics with Medicare.
If you're a diabetic, I have news that could change your life. USA Medical has a new and nearly pain-free way to test your blood glucose. No more painful finger pricks. This new meter allows you to test on your arm or your palm, and it's virtually pain-free. But that's not all. It talks.
Your blood glucose reading is 97.
Seeing and hearing your reading helps confirm accuracy. Best of all, USA Medical will send you one.
I made the call. USA Medical handled everything. The meter and my testing supplies showed up at the front door. Couldn't be easier.
With USA Medical, you can get all your diabetic supplies delivered to your door. They pay shipping, they work with Medicare and your doctors, and they handle the paperwork.
I don't test on my fingers anymore. I use my arm and I can barely feel it. And I love how this meter talks to me.
Your blood glucose reading is 103.
Change the way you test. Call USA Medical.
When America coughs, America has Delsum, the only cough liquid that controls a cough for 12 full hours. So have a good day, America.
Thank you, Delsum.
Or have a good night, America. With Delsum, the only 12-hour cough reliever.
Yeah, thank you, Delsum.
Delsum, America's only 12-hour cough liquid.
What's an emergency that boosts your health and energy? 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C and naturally energizing B vitamins. For a boost you can feel. Get a free sample at emergency.com and feel the good.
Still got flakes? That's your clue to switch shampoo. To Selsun Blue. Maximum Selsun Strength Medicine wipes out flakes, plus aloe and moisturizers keep hair healthy. No flakes or itch. Selsun Blue Shampoo.
Got a clue? Get the blue.
60 Minutes of Barack Obama, an inside look at the president-elect and his family.
Since when was it ever soothing for you to wash dishes?
You know when I had to do it. A special edition, Sunday.
It's the biggest singing competition to hit morning television. One song, one chance, one catch. You have to sing with your family. The Early Show Singing Family Face-Off. For your shot at stardom, watch The Early Show and log on to earlyshow.cbsnews.com for details.
The biggest names in politics face the nation with Bob Schieffer Sundays.
Just because Christmas is over doesn't mean the season of giving is. Peter Bush from KPHO TV in Phoenix met one family that was down and out just a few weeks ago. But thanks to the generosity of strangers, their fate took a turn just in time for the holidays.
Matthew and Michael Bassan should have been in school that day. But desperate times, well, you know the rest. Dad had lost his job, and this was the best way he could put food on the table. Then Joyce Houle saw the boys on TV.
Trying to get you something that's nutritious.
A grocery shopping spree was just the start. More than a month later, Joyce still stays in touch with the family.
You know, it was just something that I felt like that I needed to do for them, and maybe I did it for myself too.
And thank for the people that helped me out. You know,
very hard to see my family go through this.
Just in time for the holidays, people chipped in money for this apartment, this Christmas tree, and a closet full of presents for the kids.
You're just like space door.
Matthew and Michael are back in school where they belong, and Robert got a job as a security guard.
My Christmas is being all of us together, not being separated. That's my best Christmas that I ever had.
They say it's always sunny in Southern California, but now, thanks to modern technology, residents there can hit the beach and strap on ice skates at the same time. CBS's Sandra Hughes has more from the rink at Redondo.
When winter arrives, all over the country, people strap on skates and hit the ice. But in Southern California, there has always been more sand than ice, until this year.
We're looking at the Seaside Lagoon, and it's really quiet during the wintertime.
Now, when beachgoers step onto the sand, they'll be stepping onto ice. A temporary ice rink built right at the ocean's edge. For just 8 weeks, Seaside Ice transports an East Coast winter-like atmosphere into the backyard of kids who typically ride the waves.
You come to this beach in the summer to go swimming.
Yeah. And
now you're here in the winter ice skating. What's that like?
It's kind of strange.
Where else but Southern California can it be 80 degrees at the beach and you need these to ice skate?
I like getting cold.
You do? And you like falling? Because you're about ready to fall now.
New technology has put hundreds of temporary ice rinks in the most unlikely places, like downtown Los Angeles and at a busy intersection in Santa Monica. This ice rink was installed in 36 hours just feet from the ocean. Thousands of tiny refrigeration coils under 8 inches of ice keep it frozen despite the blazing sun.
That's actually a big refrigerator under there, yeah.
Very big. The cooling unit weighs 15,000 pounds. And the water for the ice?
That's right from the garden hose.
It might not be as famous as Rockefeller Center, but can they do this? Gives a whole new meaning to hanging out at the beach. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Redondo Beach, California.
So fun. Well, another 4 inches of snow fell in Seattle yesterday, but forecasters say conditions are finally ripe for a big thaw starting today. The region's been plagued with record snowfall over the last week that caused massive travel delays. Meanwhile, Washington Governor Chris Gregoire has declared a state of emergency that allows the National Guard to help local governments dig out from the storms. Time now for a look at your Friday morning weather. The latest satellite picture shows a developing storm system with high winds pushing through parts of the Southwest and Rockies. Elsewhere, rain and snow showers continue sweeping into portions of the Midwest and Great Lakes. Later today, heavy snow is expected in the Rockies. Some areas could get upwards of 2 feet. It's going to get messy in the Midwest as a wintry mix of rain, sleet, and snow pushes into the region. The Northeast should be mostly dry and mild, though some sections will see light showers.
With every new day, there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home. Now it appears so clear to me, there's nowhere else I'd rather be, and it's because of all the best things about home. And it's because of all the best things about home.
Shannon Horry and Antonio Mora sharing the stories of South Florida on CBS 4 News.
Next Rach.
I don't feel super sexy after having the kids.
Valerie Bertinelli and 3 new moms are about to go where no woman has dared until now.
The worst part of being pregnant.
The spontaneous farting. The real deal on pregnancy. Those post-baby body blues.
You have to keep pulling the girls up so they face that way.
Even sex.
I definitely want to have sex more.
Then, an American Idol winner surprises one huge fan with an A-list makeover.
Today at 9 on CBS 4.
From all of us,
To all of you.
happy holidays.
Happy holidays!
From all of us, to all of you.
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays from CBS 4.
The post-holiday blues. Experts say the end of the holiday season actually causes some people to show signs of depression. In the UK, they found another way to cope, another holiday. But is it doing the trick? That's the topic of this morning's comment from London.
The presents are open. Huge quantities of food have been consumed, and there are more pine needles on the floor than on our brightly lit and now sagging trees. Yes, we've just about made it through another Christmas in one piece. Now, for you, the 26th of December is a day to nurse a hangover, count the cost of those gifts that no one really wanted, and figure out which recycling bin the wrappings should end up in. For us here in England, it's pretty similar, except that we call this day Boxing Day. Now, not because we end up in fistfights with unwelcome family members, though in some cases that is exactly what does happen, but because we have an ancient tradition. Of course we do. We're English. Boxing Day appears to date back to Victorian times, but some think it goes back as far as the 1500s. Its exact origin is unknown, but that does not stop us from celebrating it. Traditionally, the day after Christmas is the day that lords and ladies gave their servants and tradespeople a box which could contain money, food or gifts. Really, it's about the rich upper classes attempting to pay off their consciences by handing out a small token to the poor workers. Nowadays, churches have boxes for the wealthier in their congregation to donate money, which is then shared out amongst the poor in the parish on this day, the 26th of December. However, this year, the list of the poor is longer than ever, and the wealthy are so worried about what Mr. Madoff has done with their investments, they're holding on to their cash. So while Boxing Day continues to be a tradition, I fear that it's now in name only. Here we have become a mean nation. Charity, we're being told, begins and ends at home. Our hatches have been battened down, and Christmas spirit can only be found at the bottom of a bottle. For many of us, 2009 will be a tough year. Undoubtedly, it'll be a period where wealth will shift and we'll all have to dig deep into our personal resources. With hope, though, by this time next year, Boxing Day will once again become a time when we can afford to think of others. This is Petri Hoskin for CBS News in London.
Thanks for joining us this half hour. This is CBS News Up to the Minute.
Next week, sure, money's tight, but you need those repairs done. How you can fix up your home without paying a dime. Next week on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric. CBS News. Experience you can trust.
On CBS News, Up to the Minute, a horrifying crime during a Christmas party leaves neighbors shaken and police still looking for answers. And Hollywood loses a star of stage and screen. Eartha Kitt will look back at her life and career. Good morning. It's Friday, December 26th. From CBS News headquarters in New York, I'm Michelle Gielan in for Meg Oliver. Police in Southern California are still looking for people missing after a deadly Christmas Eve attack by a gunman in a Santa suit. At least 8 people were killed and 1 is unaccounted for. CBS's Bill Whitaker reports.
When police and fire crews arrived just before midnight, the house on the quiet cul-de-sac was engulfed in flames. Police responding to frantic 911 calls found people running for their lives and heard descriptions of the nightmare inside.
They were told that a person had come to the house dressed in a Santa Claus outfit, and upon entering the house had opened fire on the persons attending a Christmas Eve celebration.
Our officers were on the scene within 3 minutes, and as you can imagine, they were met with just a scene that was indescribable.
Witnesses told police the shooter was this man, 45-year-old Bruce Jeffrey Pardo. At first, police had little to go on.
Currently, we know that Mr. Pardo is going through some type of marital problems, and we believe that this residence is a relative's residence.
Police say Pardo started this fire with incendiary devices. They say the 25 partygoers thought Pardo, disguised as Santa, was their traditional entertainment for the children. Once inside, he shot and wounded the 8-year-old girl who answered the door, then started the killings and the fire, sending survivors fleeing.
And they were just hysterical about their family inside the house.
Jason Schulma came out when he saw his neighbor's house ablaze.
The gal just kept saying he just came in and started shooting.
They're so sad and crying and upset, angry at this coward.
Witnesses say Pardo changed into street clothes and left the scene. Compounding the horror, Pardo was found dead early Christmas morning at his brother's house not far away, a single bullet to the head, an apparent suicide.
Police say Pardo used handguns and a homemade fire accelerant. The bodies were so badly charred, police have not yet determined the identities or the causes of death. This Christmas party was something this family did every year. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Overseas, war appears to be likely again in the Middle East, where Israel is preparing to invade Gaza. Israeli leaders say they must respond to ongoing attacks by Palestinian militants. About 100 rocket and mortar shells have been launched into Israeli territory in the past few days. The latest truce ended last Friday. Around the world, Christmas Day was a time for reflection spiritually and financially. CBS's Richard Roth explains.
Along with the traditional call for peace, even Pope Benedict acknowledged a global worry about prosperity. Even in affluent nations, he said, there's apprehension now about an uncertain future. That's true from Iceland at the edge of the Arctic Circle, which boasted one of the world's richest economies until the bubble burst this fall, to Australia, where Christmas comes at summertime. And the government's just promised a $7 billion gift to banks and consumers. In Japan, where Toyota announced it'll be in the red for the first time in 70 years, one auto executive said the global crisis is coming at us like a tidal wave. One way or another this season, a financial dilemma is showing up everywhere. Take the steep decline in oil prices to around $35 a barrel this week. That's lowering gasoline prices, but it's raising anxiety in Russia after Saudi Arabia, the world's biggest producer of crude. Moscow's now facing a budget deficit, with one Kremlin official warning the public mood could get nasty. Europe, like America, knows it can't shop its way out of a recession. Those stores in Britain have been encouraging consumers to try. Here, the holiday mood's traditionally summed up by the Queen on Christmas, who pronounced the occasion somber, sounding to some like a royal psychiatrist.
Some of those things which could once have been taken for granted suddenly seem less certain and naturally give rise to feelings of insecurity.
The courageous, she said, don't accept defeat. It seems now's the season for a stiff upper lip. Richard Roth, CBS News, London.
The New York Stock Exchange, by the way, reopens today. The first reports about the holiday shopping season are in, and the gloomy predictions were right. Retail sales dropped at least 5.5% from last year. Clothing, appliances, and electronics sold the worst. Most reports, including those from major retailers, will be released in January. Governor Rod Blagojevich's lawyer is trying to strong-arm President-elect Obama's closest advisors to testify publicly. Attorney Ed Jensen wants Illinois lawmakers to subpoena more than a dozen people, including Rahm Emanuel and Valerie Jarrett. He says their testimony could prove that Blagojevich did nothing wrong while trying to fill Mr. Obama's Senate seat. She was one of Hollywood's greatest triple threats. Eartha Kitt, singer, dancer, and actress, has died. CBS's Wendy Gillette has more on Kitt's signature style, celebrated career, and humble roots.
Look at these beautiful legs.
Eartha Kitt lit up the stage and screen with her performances and sultry songs.
And hurry down the
chimney tonight.
The sex symbol still hit cabaret and Broadway stages well into her 70s, never losing her sass and appeal.
I'm at the age now where I can go, wow, when you can feel very comfortable about it.
She purred as Catwoman in the television series Batman. And made best-selling records. She's one of just a few performers nominated for Grammy, Tony, and Emmy Awards. Kit rose to fame despite a difficult childhood. She grew up in the cotton fields of South Carolina and was abandoned as a young girl by her white father and black sharecropper mother.
I was given away because I was an illegitimate, well, I still am an illegitimate child, except for thank goodness that the public adopted me.
A family friend says Kit died Christmas Day of colon cancer. Ironic, since her greatest hit is a holiday classic.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree.
She got the family she had always wanted with her marriage to Bill McDonald. The union didn't last, but produced a daughter named Kit.
Hi, Santa.
The performer wasn't afraid to give her opinions, voicing her strong opposition to the Vietnam War at a luncheon hosted by Lady Bird Johnson in 1968.
I don't have any regrets about it at all. Why should I be upset by the fact that she was embarrassed? That's her problem.
Her stance led to blacklisting across the country, but Kit once again achieved success in the late 70s, performing in countless shows up until earlier this year. Eartha Kitt was 81 years old. Wendy Gillette for CBS News, New York.
I love you. Bye, Dawson. Say bye-bye, Mom.
Hey, haven't seen you lately. How have you been?
Well, things got crazy there for a minute. I tried my best, but it was really hard. Dawson's teacher, Miss Jones, she took time and talked to me about getting help, and now we're doing pretty good.
Isn't she great? She helped me when I was having trouble potty training my son, and I don't know what I would have done without her.
Take the time to get involved for our children, for our future.
Today on my way to school, I run into some friends. They'll try to talk me into skipping school. I'll hesitate for a moment. I won't know what to do. They're my friends, so I'll join them. But I won't join them, though. We'll go someplace where we can hang out because that's soccer practice, and I love soccer. I'll join the high school soccer team. I'll start skipping school and play all over the state. My mom wouldn't know. My mom will be so proud. She leaves the house before I do. She'll come comes back late at night from work, and she doesn't have to work.
911.
Yes, water is all in the house. The roof is completely caved in on us. We need emergency assistance, please.
Okay, man, we can't respond right now because of the condition of the hurricane.
All of our neighbors evacuated and everyone is gone. Please tell me what to do.
Now I'm in a wheelchair and water's coming in. Either way, I might be able to get an ambulance to help it.
The roof is coming in on us. We're going to die in this house if we don't get some help.
Unfortunately, we cannot send anybody out in this storm right now.
The child you are about to see has a rare disease. And the fact that she's just days away from death is a real-life situation. This is Lai, a young girl with a face so disfigured she no longer looks human. Until now.
Lai was wheeled into the operating room.
Witness a miracle.
She looks like a normal little girl.
The Doctors. Today at 3 on 4, brought to you by these sponsors.
It's 10 past the hour. The country's mortgage mess has already forced millions of Americans from their homes and shows little sign of getting better anytime soon. But as CBS's Ben Tracy reports, some are finding creative ways to keep a roof over their heads.
It's for dinner.
Heather Townsend and Marlene Mazzi sound like mother and daughter, but they met just 3 months ago when Heather started renting a room in Marlene's house.
Are you surprised by how much things have changed?
Oh, yeah. Her husband Carlos can't find carpentry work. She lost her organic products business due to the economy. Faced with losing their Los Angeles home, they posted an online ad looking for boarders. Unable to afford LA's high rents on her slumping sales job salary, Heather pays Marlene $750 per month for a bedroom and a bathroom.
I pay her $200 extra and she makes all my dinner.
And the table is full ever since Mike Zapko, a chiropractor from Montana, moved in 5 weeks ago, making close quarters even tighter.
I've not had to worry about people say, you know, turn on the television or
you know, I'm going to bed at 9, can we be quiet? You know, it's odd.
Me and my cousin share this.
Marlene's daughter Stephanie gave up her bathroom to share one with her parents and her cousin, who moved into what used to be the den.
You go from having your privacy to like all of a sudden it's like really fast. It's like it all changes.
If you didn't rent out the rooms, if that money wasn't coming in, what would happen?
At this moment, I will be in the street. I'll be homeless.
More and more Americans need help paying their mortgage or their rent. Roommate postings on Craigslist have shot up from 259,000 last year to 419,000 this year, a 62% increase. Laura Fanucchi helps run one of the largest home share programs in the country.
People have, lost retirement income, they've lost their jobs, and so they want to keep their home.
With a record 1 in 10 mortgage holders now behind on their payments, even some who live in million-dollar homes are opening their doors to strangers.
It's a bed and breakfast without the breakfast,
Rick Lattenbacher is renting rooms in his $2 million Venice Beach home, charging $390 per week. He needs help with the mortgage as he struggles to sell in a down market.
I'm just waiting for things to get a little bit better.
As for Marlene Mazzi,
I wish everything is going to change.
Back to the life she used to share with only her family. Ben Tracy, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Caroline Kennedy wants Hillary Clinton's job in the Senate, but she doesn't want to release her financial information yet. A spokesman says Kennedy will make financial disclosures only if appointed by New York Governor David Paterson to replace Clinton. Paterson said yesterday he's in no rush to name his pick and that people should stop all the gossiping. One estimate puts Kennedy's net worth at more than $400 million. A new Homeland Security report predicts that terrorists will attempt a biological attack on the U.S. during the next 5 years. The internal report obtained by the Associated Press cites intelligence officials who warn terrorists may pose as refugees or asylum seekers to get into the country. The report does note that al-Qaeda currently lacks the ability to conduct large-scale attacks, such as disrupting cities' water supplies or power systems. One Christmas message broadcast yesterday was unlike most others. British TV aired a holiday address from Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. In it, he said if Jesus were alive, he'd stand with people like him who, quote, oppose ill-tempered expansionist powers, an apparent reference to the U.S. Harold Pinter, undeniably one of the most original and influential playwrights of the 20th century, has died of cancer in London at the age of 78. Pinter was a staunch critic of the war in Iraq and used the notoriety of his 2005 Nobel Literature Award to denounce President George W. Bush and Britain's then Prime Minister Tony Blair. In Iraq, American troop levels are expected to start declining after the country holds elections next month. For now, there's the same number of troops on the ground today, about 146,000, as in May of 2003. Meanwhile, after 5.5 years of war, some signs that life in Iraq is getting back to normal, if ever so slowly. This week, the government appealed to exiled doctors, scientists, and professors to come back now that security has improved. And then there's the Baghdad Express. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer has more on how Baghdad is taking a step back in time to solve a very modern problem.
Well before sunrise, engineer Akil Hamid warms up his diesel locomotive and with a police guard eases Baghdad's only commuter train toward the suburbs. For such a basic service, basic traffic control. A drive-by grab for a chit to show Hamid's on time and on track. As the train rolls on, he's optimistic that more people will eventually choose to travel by rail through Baghdad's chaotic urban sprawl.
We only got the run going 6 weeks ago. Little by little, the passenger traffic is building.
But parked at last in the suburbs on a sorry siding with no platform, most commuters walk past the train toward the minibuses next door. Maybe they're put off by the boarding rock. On the return journey to Baghdad, there are more empty seats than passengers. But conductor Zaidan Khalaf collecting a 40-cent fare for this one-hour journey isn't discouraged.
People just don't trust the train yet. All the recent violence has left them afraid.
They'd be even more afraid if they could see this. With all the barriers stolen or smashed, every road crossing is a game of chicken. And there's always one with more luck than sense. Back in the coaches, though, all the passengers are relaxed. Pharmacist Mohammed Ahmed says this is the best way to avoid Baghdad's world-class gridlock.
I'm due at work around 8. Driving, I was often an hour late, but the train means no delays.
It may not be Grand Central Station at rush hour, but it is a start. Here comes the train now, roughly on time at 8:08, pulling into platform number 6 in the heart of Baghdad. Hundreds of travelers used to arrive like this every day to Baghdad's once grand station. With a major renovation underway, there are dreams of restoring it. But the Iraqi Railway's immediate ambition is more modest, to keep the train rolling one rush hour at a time. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, Baghdad.
Still ahead on Up to the Minute. Want to cut your costs at the gas pump and help the planet at the same time? The Japanese have something that might do the trick right after the break.
Attention, diabetics with Medicare.
If you're a diabetic, I have news that could change your life. USA Medical has a new and nearly pain-free way to test your blood glucose. No more painful finger pricks. This new meter allows you to test on your arm or your palm, and it's virtually pain-free. But that's not all. It talks.
Your blood glucose reading is 97.
Seeing and hearing your reading helps confirm accuracy. Best of all, USA Medical will send you one.
I made the call. USA Medical handled everything. The meter and my testing supplies showed up at the front door. Couldn't be easier.
With USA Medical, you can get all your diabetic supplies delivered to your door. They pay shipping, they work with Medicare and your doctors, and they handle the paperwork.
I don't test on my fingers anymore. I use my arm, and I can barely feel it. And I love how this meter talks to me.
Your blood glucose reading is 103.
Change the way you test. Call USA Medical.
When mucus causes chest congestion and coughing, it can be a late night.
Here's mucus. We'll be up all night. And now, a word from Mucinex DM. Mucinex DM!
Mucinex DM breaks up mucus and quiets coughing.
Uh-oh. We're off the air!
And Mucinex DM lasts for 12 hours.
I need a new gig.
Mucinex in, mucus out.
For pain across your whole back, Icy Hot has it covered.
Icy Hot Extra Large Patch starts icy to dull the pain, then hot to relax it away. For up to 8 hours of relief across your whole back.
Icy Hot has it covered.
Icy Hot XL. XL relief for XL pain.
My neighbors are always stopping by. That's why I use Airwick Freshmatic Ultra. I set the timer to spray automatically so my home smells great no matter what. Airwick Freshmatic Ultra for bursts of freshness that last. Airwick, it's good to be home.
60 Minutes of Barack Obama. An inside look at the president-elect and his family.
Since when was it ever soothing for you to wash dishes?
You know, when I had to do it. A special edition, Sunday.
It's the biggest singing competition to hit morning television. One song, one chance, one catch. You have to sing with your family. The Early Show Singing Family Face-Off. For your shot at stardom, watch The Early Show and log on to earlyshow.cbsnews.com for details.
The biggest names in politics face the nation with Bob Schieffer Sundays.
It's 20 past the hour. Top stories on Up to the Minute. Police say an ugly divorce spurred a California man to dress up like Santa and kill 8 people at his in-laws' house before lighting it on fire. He escaped and later took his own life. This holiday season hasn't been a merry one for retailers. Early reports show retail sales off by as much as 8% compared to last year. Israel appears to be moving closer to invading Gaza. Ever since a truce expired last week, militant rocket attacks have increased. Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert says his country won't hesitate to respond much longer. In overseas trading, Japan's benchmark Nikkei index closed up 140 points to finish at 8,739. Catherine Brown has more in this morning's CBS News Money Watch.
Today is one of the biggest shopping days of the year, and retailers are offering some of the deepest discounts ever to get consumers to spend. Stores are expected to slash prices from 70 to 80 and even 90% off. The holiday shopping season accounts for as much as 40% of annual profits for many retailers. The markets took Christmas Day off but will reopen this morning. Investors are expected to trade lightly for the rest of the year, as many businesses have already closed the books on 2008. The Dow finished Wednesday up almost 49 points. The Nasdaq ended up just over 3 points. The latest round of federal bailout funds brings the total given to banks so far to just under $200 billion. The Treasury Department recently sent another $5 billion to 92 banks. The government is now figuring out how to spend the rest of the $700 billion rescue package. With a deepening recession leaving more people in a financial crunch, fraudulent services promising to clean up bad credit reports are running rampant. The Federal Trade Commission saw a 50% spike in complaints about consumer credit ripoffs this year alone. And that's your Money Watch. Log on to cbsnews.com for more. In New York, I'm Catherine Brown.
Some bad news for the New York Times. It reported November advertising revenue plunged 21% compared to a year ago. Many newspapers have had similar declines as more ads go online and retailers go out of business. To raise money, the Times parent company says it may sell assets, including its stake in the Boston Red Sox. If you want to save money on gas and help the environment at the same time, there may be a way. It's called idling stop, and one Japanese city has gotten very serious about it. CBS's Lucy Kraft reports.
Kawasaki City has a dubious distinction. It's got some of the worst traffic jams in Japan. So the city decided to blow the whistle on smog. Drivers idling at red lights are getting picketed. The signs say, "Cut your engines, please." She says, even turning off the engine for a few seconds reduces pollution.
Kawasaki says it's a win-win situation. Studies have shown that turning off the engine in crowded intersections and at traffic lights boosts fuel economy by 10% or more.
Just under half of all drivers at this intersection comply with the idling stop campaign. I do this all the time, says this motorist. Gas is pretty expensive after all. City buses in Kawasaki and Japan's other major cities are going one step further. Special clutch sensors automatically shut off and restart their engines in neutral gear. At first, our passengers thought the bus drivers were lousy drivers, says the city bus manager, but now everyone is used to idling stop. With its gas bills and dirty emissions on the decline, the city says its eco-friendly buses are no idle boast. Lucy Kraft, CBS News, Kawasaki City, Japan.
Time now for a look at your Friday morning weather. The latest satellite picture shows a developing storm system with high winds pushing through parts of the southwestern Rockies. Elsewhere, rain and snow showers continue sweeping into portions of the Midwest and Great Lakes. Later today, heavy snow is expected in the Rockies. Some areas could get upwards of 2 feet. It's going to get messy in the Midwest as a wintry mix of rain, sleet, and snow pushes into the region. The Northeast should be mostly dry and mild, though some sections will see some light snow showers.
Buy half a mattress. 2 sides are always better than one. Celebrate with the American Spirit from Englander. Made in America, exclusively at Bedding Barn. Take it home with you or same-day delivery available. Buy at a Bedding Barn near you.
In Florida, Davie, Tamarack, Deerfield Beach, Boynton Beach, and West Palm Beach.
Need help? Injured in an accident? Call the law firm of Cohen & Cohen. We've been representing injured clients for 4 decades. Call 1-800-33-COHEN.
Untouched since 1963.
Wow, what is this?
Now it's coming down. See Nate's Kitchen of the Year makeover. Then we recreated a room from their house so we could do this.
This is your new mudroom.
And what will a house of the future look like?
Good morning.
Plus space-age gadgets you can buy now.
Cool. It does music, it does a TV, it does the temperature of the house. This is the future.
Next Oprah.
Today at 4 on CBS 4.
Next ET and Insider. Fabulous at 40.
I'm a couple months out. Woo!
Jennifer Aniston, Rachel Ray, and People's Sexiest Man, the surprising stars hitting the big 4-0. Then the Jonas Brothers, Tina Fey, and a vampire.
Everybody's making these analogies with like the Beatles and stuff.
Our breakout stars of 2008. Plus all new Alaska Men bachelors looking for love.
All we're missing right now is single women.
Next, E.T. and Insider.
Starting tonight at 7 on CBS 4.
From all of us
To all of you.
Happy holidays.
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 Happy holidays. Happy holidays. From all of us to all of you.
Happy holidays from CBS 4.
Netting Barn has the largest selection of the world-famous Tempur-Pedic at the guaranteed lowest discount prices. You gotta feel it to believe it. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
In Florida, Davie, Tamarack, Deerfield Beach, Boynton Beach, and West Palm Beach.
Working on Wall Street this year has not been for the faint of heart. With massive drops in the market and so much uncertainty, even the toughest traders can feel as if they're on the ropes. But as CBS's Alexis Christoforous found out, many of them are learning to roll with the punches.
The opening bell signals turmoil and uncertainty on Wall Street these days, and stress, at least, is hitting all-time highs. But not far from the trading floor, the sound of another bell is providing some relief for that stress.
For anyone who's in Wall Street or anyone who has a high-stress job, boxing is a great outlet.
At Trinity Boxing, where more than half the clientele comes from Wall Street, the manager agrees.
The boxing that we're teaching people really helps them to deal with that, the mental aspects and the physical aspects of stress.
Corporate finance attorney Cecilia Azza says boxing has also made her better at her day job.
I think you have to be quick on your feet. You have to be able to respond to whatever's coming at you. And if there are punches flying at your head and your face, you're not really thinking about what's going on in the market.
The boxing ring and the trading floor are a lot alike. There are plenty of hard knocks, but in these tough economic times, many on Wall Street are finding some comfort here.
Definitely, hitting the bag it's a great stress reliever.
But sometimes when life shakes you up, throwing a punch isn't good enough. You may have to learn to make the punch.
I want you to make me a daiquiri and a slow gin fizz.
Instructor Howard Lampert is teaching his students the bartending trade.
You got almost 3 ounces of liquor that you just poured in my glass. You see, if a manager saw that, that's a loss of a job.
I'm here because right now the economy is in a very challenging place. So I've decided that a really good way to make income in the interim is to become a bartender.
Wharton graduate Catherine Lucas quit her job in real estate last year to finish writing a book. That was before the economy went on a bender.
I need to make my ends meet.
Catherine is not the only one who thinks tending bar makes financial sense.
Since the economic downturn, we've seen an influx of more people. We've spiked maybe 40% higher than in past years.
I realize that I need to hunker down. This might be something I'm going to be doing for a good year plus.
So what are we going to do with our light rum?
Maybe the real lesson here is, when life leaves you shaken, it may be time to mix it up a bit. Alexis Christoforous, CBS News, New York.
Thanks for joining us this half hour. This is CBS News, up to the minute.
CBS News, experience you can trust.
To see your favorite CBS shows, go to cbs4.com/CBS Video Network.
Bargain hunting. Retailers look to post-Christmas discounts to save them from the worst holiday shopping season in almost 4 decades. Christmas Rampage, a house set ablaze after a massacre by a gunman wearing a Santa Claus suit. And sultry singer, dancer, and actress, remembering the late Eartha Kitt. This is the CBS Morning News for Friday, December 26, 2008. Good morning, and thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle Gielan. The nation's retailers are hoping today will be one of the busiest shopping days of the year. New figures show that consumers spent as much as 8% less this holiday season than last year. Auto and gasoline sales accounted for much of the decline. Sales of women's clothes fell more than 22%. Electronics and appliances dropped almost 27%. Drew Levinson is in Washington with more. Drew, good morning.
Well, good morning to you, Michelle. Most retailers got the equivalent of a lump of coal this holiday season. Sales, well, they were way off. Now they're hoping to make a little bit of money on these after Christmas sales. Retailers are still hoping to pry open the wallets of reluctant shoppers with huge after Christmas deals.
Retailers are very concerned about just getting cash in and stock out.
The discounts are so deep, it may seem like the day after Thanksgiving instead of the day after Christmas. Today, JCPenney is offering free wake-up calls to get customers in for doorbuster sales. Toys R Us is slashing prices on some brands by as much as 60%. Sears is selling jeans for less than $10. Kmart is cutting prices on winter clothes in half. Most stores had braced for a disappointing holiday season, and preliminary figures show this has been one of